And yeah, so I wanted to move on to a more specific thing, which is something that a lot of people have said that, like, oh, that's the reason why Sunny is salty, which is proposal 52, right? On the Cosmos Hub, to allocate community pool funds to Atom liquidity incentives on Osmosis. This was very early on when Osmosis launched incentives. And this got rejected. So can you share your thoughts about what this meant to you? What was the purpose of it? And how, why it's being kind of like, still following you to this day?
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, it's funny because like a lot of people say like, oh, I'm on this tirade because I'm upset that Prop 52 failed. I'll say, like, quite honestly, when we made Prop 52, we almost kind of expected it would fail, but what we were hoping it wouldn't, right? Because it was a test. So, look, the incentives amount here is not that much, right? Like, if at the time, whatever the number of atoms being requested, it was like a few $1 million, which is like the Osmosis community. Yeah. So, but this, like, atoms were like, half of what they were today. And they were like, it was a relatively small amount. Osmosis gives away, I think, $3 million in incentives in like 5 days or something, right? And so it's like, okay, it wasn't the amount. It was really meant to be this, like, signaling. It was for the gesture of it, which was, I was telling the world, okay, look, like I said, one of the main things the hub should be focused on is making atoms be this, like, high moneyness asset, right? And I was and that's kind of what we started with this entire post with. And my claim about the issue with the gravity DEX is that the gravity DEX would blind the hub to the bigger picture because it would be overly focused on gravity DEX, and that's basically exactly what played out, right? Where instead of seeing the bigger picture and saying, hey, here's a tiny investment in order to make the Osmosis community more aligned with atoms, instead we're going to reject this because it's competitive with the Cosmos Hub, with the gravity DEX. And, like, yes, the timing was a little bit, like, odd because of it was the day before gravity DEX launched, but that was sort of the point, right? It was a test to see, like, hey, dear Cosmos Hub, do you care more about gravity DEX or do you care more about atoms becoming money? And I think the Cosmos Hub chose the wrong way in that proposal. And so it's like, yeah, I'm not upset that we lost that proposal. We kind of predicted we would lose. We were just hoping that, like, the Cosmos Hub community would, like, see the bigger picture. But instead they prioritize short-term thinking over long-term strategy.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Do you think there's a way to, like, now, what this is 3-4 months, 5 months later, to, like, now rethink this and maybe set up a different proposal and say, hey, actually there is a way that the Cosmos Hub and Osmosis can become best friends?
Yeah, I definitely think so. I think that, like, that's I mean, one, it really helps that I think some, like, great Cosmos Hub community members are, like, really taking the Wickex. Still don't know who that is, but he's an active person on Twitter, and so I know he actually sent me over a draft for a V2 of Prop 52 to, like, try to run it again. And so I haven't gotten a chance to review it yet because Thanksgiving and I was busy with family, but I'll do that sometime this weekend to just, like, I think that getting that proposal passed it would be really good to at least show the, like, commitment from the Cosmos Hub that, like, hey, we are interested in, like, making atoms be the base money, and, like, and I remember a lot of people were, one of the things people like, oh, the Cosmos Hub, Sunny wants the Cosmos Hub to give away atoms to, like, the Osmosis token holder. It's like, guys, you realize we airdropped the entire Osmosis, like, Genesis to atom holders. Like, this is like peanuts relative to what, like, Osmosis give. And it's really just meant to see, like, hey, can the Cosmos Hub be this, like, long-term partner and, like, play tit for tat games?
But I think it's also, like, I mean, you personally have been around so many years, and I'm sure you're also still an Atom holder, and Sika is one of his top 10 validator on the Cosmos Hub, right? So let's shift over.